Howdy, Marie by Design here, and today I wanted to talk to you about Tunisian crochet. I've learnt to do this since yesterday. This is my Tunisian crochet hook. Okay, it has a long cord on the end with a stopper. A normal crochet hook will not have this on the end, and this is how it differs from my normal hook, and it's got an extra long cable on the end. That's how it differs. With this you can turn your work. With a Tunisian crochet hook you don't turn your work. You work with all the stitches on your hook as you would if you were doing knitting. That's the difference. Okay, so we'll work one way, it's called a forward pass, and we'll work the other way, it's called a return pass, but you don't turn your crochet hook. Okay, I got this free out of Crochet Now. The Tunisian crochet hook was my free gift, and it also came with this guide, and it has a few stitches in, and it also shows you how to do your foundation row, and also how to do Tunisian crochet knit and Tunisian crochet purl. I did recommend this book in my other video, because I was showing you my 8th square in Disney Crochet, because I've got a subscription that I do every month, and I get about 4 magazines each month, and they're building up and building up. And this little book is well worth getting, because this will help you to do not only normal crochet but also other stitches and also Tunisian crochet. So it'll guide you through it. There's a chapter which is 10, and from pages 171 to 179 you've got all that about Tunisian crochet, and on pages 40 and 41 you've got the basic foundation and Tunisian crochet knit and Tunisian crochet purl. So I recommend that book, and it was $9.99. It's got search press on it. You can get crochet books from Waterstones and on eBay, and I think this is where I bought this book. It's by Betty Bonden. I hope I've pronounced the right name correctly. So I recommend getting that. And there was the complete guide, which I showed you in my last video, where I'm doing my 8th square. It was a complete guide of crocheting. It's got some patterns in it, and I got that from WH Smith's. That was a couple of years ago. I don't know if they've still got that. The wool I'm using is Hayfield Spirit double knit 100 grams. It is crucial that you pay attention each time you buy a ball of wool. If you're doing a pattern and you run out, it's crucial you pay attention to the lot number. Make sure it's got the same lot number. So as a guide, keep your band, and then if you're still working on the project and you need another ball, take your band with you and you'll get the right lot number. In Hobbycraft, before I started doing this video, I did find some on their website, not of that shade because that's 416, and this was bought about a couple of years ago. They've got 408 Sundown, which is rainbow colours, 407 Mystery, which has got light purple, some greys, some creams, some whites. I think there's a hint of blue in it, I'm not too sure. Shade 415 is Autumn, and you would have greens, oranges, browns, autumn colours like on the leaves. And 402 shade in is called Melody, and that's pale blues, grey, white, cream. I think there's a hint of blue in that one, or there might be an hint of purple. I think what I meant by that was there's pale blue in it, but there's a hint of dark purple or dark blue in it. So check those shades out, and they're variegated shades. You can get a field bonus, but they're the plain colours. Okay, and they also come in double knit and 100 grams. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you the basic foundation. I'm making a scarf. I thought this would be a pretty colour to start this time of year off. Okay, so I'm making a slip knot. So wrap the yarn around your fingers and then take your hook and grab the yarn through and pull on your working yarn. That is known as your slip knot. I have done a few videos of crochet, so go and watch those, and you will see different stitches I've been teaching. Okay, so we need to do 10. This is just a small, quick, hopefully, to show you how to chain. So that is 1. Yarn round hook and pull through, that's 2 chains, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 3, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 4, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 5, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 6, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 7, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 8, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 9, yarn round hook, pull through, that's 10. Okay, so we've got 10 on there now, 10 chain. I'm going to pull my camera down now so you can see me working, because I can only hold my arms up for so long. Let me just move my phone out the way. Okay, so now you need to do your forward pass, which is going that way, because we need to get the stitches back on our needle, and then we'll be doing the return pass after. This is what you would do on basic crochet. You would turn your work, but on Tunisian crochet you don't turn your work, so we're going back through. So you don't start with the first, we're going from the second. Okay, so you need to get all these stitches on, go through either through the top, through your bar, or the bar at the back. I had a go with doing the bar at the back and I didn't feel comfortable, but other people will tell you that's a lot easier, but I don't feel comfortable with that. So that's 2. Okay, Tunisian crochet will start curling, so that's 2. Go into your next stitch, yarn round hook, that's 3, yarn, go into your next stitch. Okay, make sure your tension isn't too tight, mine's a bit too tight. So that's your 4th stitch, yarn round hook to secure it on back onto your hook, that's 4. Go into your next stitch, do whatever's comfortable, that's 5. Work through the front or work through the back bar, whichever's comfortable for you. This is more comfortable for me, I have to say. That's 6. Do whatever's comfortable for you. 7. But this is how we begin Tunisian crochet, doing this foundation row first. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7. If you always lose your place, count your stitches as you go. That's your next stitch, yarn round hook and pull through. Then you've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Insert your hook into your next stitch, yarn round hook, pull through. That's 9. Yarn round hook, insert the next stitch, yarn round hook and pull through. That is your 10. Should be. Let's just count them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now we need to do the return pass, okay, which is you make 1 stitch on the hook. You've got 10. We've got 10, so how do we do a chain? Yarn round hook and pull through. Now that makes it taller. That's your first chain, okay. Yes, we've still got 10, but that will make sure that when we get to this end we've still got 10 on our hook, okay. We don't work with that stitch to start with, okay. So there's 10 on your hook. Okay, so what we need to do so we can get back up to this end now is we need to pull yarn round hook and pull through 2. Okay, that's your first vertical bar. Okay, then yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Then yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. So you're doing 2 all the time. Okay, yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Okay, this is your returning pass. Yarn round the hook, pull through the next 2. You've still got 3 on your hook. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Okay, and then yarn round hook and pull through the last 2. So then you've got 1 chain on your hook still. So now if you see here, that is all of our chain worked. For the purpose of this video, it's only this size. I mean, you can do your scarf that thin if you want to. If you're starting with a scarf, you can, and if you're a beginner, I do recommend doing with a scarf. But yeah, you could do your scarf that little if you want to. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so this side now, you can see there's back bars. Okay, that's the back of your work. That, and then if I turn it round, we're not working and going backwards and forwards. There's vertical bars. Do you see the difference? That's what you end up with on the front of your work, and that's what you have on the back of your work. Those are bars there. You could choose to work into those, but okay, so that's, and these are your stitches. these vertical bars here are your stitches. Those are what you'll be working in now, because we've completed our foundation row. So every Tunisian crochet project starts with these 2 rows, which is called your foundation row. Okay, so to purl, we need to, you know, you would do in knit if you've learnt to knit. You would, okay, using the guide, not this book, but you can when you get that. Okay, I'm working purl. Now we're on step 3. We've done the first 2 steps. We've done that one, which is casting, which is chaining your stitches on. Cast on is in knit, chain is crochet. That's your second step, where you do your return pass. This is your start of your pattern now on step 3. Okay, step 3, I've got to work through those vertical bars now. Okay, so for purl, it's saying step 3, loop on hook, which is this. That's your loop on your hook. That counts as your first stitch. So miss the first vertical bar, which would be that bar there. You miss that one. That's your first vertical bar. You miss that one. So you go into the second vertical bar along. Okay, and this is called TSS. That stands for Tunisian Simple Stitch. Okay, so if we're doing that. Okay, so now what you would do is you would work that row, step 3, and then step 4 is as step 2. So as we did step 2, we went through 2 stitches, and you do that on step 2, and so on. So what you would do is step 3 now, you would do your first and your second as your foundation, then your step 3 is your row, which you're working on, whether it be knit, whether it be purl, whether it be rib stitch. Then your 4th step would be as step 2, so you would go through 2 again, and through 2 again, and through 2 again, and you work like that alternate, so that your pattern grows and you get the stitches back on your hook, because you cannot turn your work, as it were. You don't do that in Tunisian crochet. You work one forward pass, then you do your return, then forward pass again, then you do your return, and that's how you do Tunisian crochet. What I would say is just practice and get the go, you know, as you learn to grow and learn to know how to do the stitches. But I would watch videos, get magazines, learn the stitches, and get yourself this handy book and the complete guide to crochet, if you can still get it. It's in my video 8, square 8. Go back and watch that. I'll put it onto this video so you can see about the book. That's all it is. Okay, so we're doing purl stitch now. So I need to go through the first, miss the first vertical bar. Okay, and we're starting with, you've got to go in each stitch and work to the end of your stitch. And then I think as you go as well, you would also I don't know if you would chain again. Let me just see. I'm not doing knit stitch, I'm doing purl stitch. Okay, but if you look at the purl stitch, which is here, that's purl stitch, Tunisian purl stitch. It's like the knit stitch you would do in knitting. So that's the purl stitch. Okay, it's telling me bring yarn forward. Okay, now I'm going to reference between two books doing the purl. The reason is, on this diagram it doesn't show you how to put your needle in. There's no arrow to where your needle goes in. Okay, there's just pictures. There's no diagrams though, but if you look at this book, this is why it's crucial you get this book as well. On page 41, page 40, there it is. Yeah, page 40. It shows you some arrows. See, look, compare the two. There's a black arrow there. This is why I preferred to switch between the two. So this book shows you black arrows where to put your needle in and where to put your yarn round, whereas this book, this free gift, doesn't. So this could be more confusing to a complete beginner. That's why I recommended this book. So I'm going to work, yes, I'm still a beginner, but I'm going to work that now because of the black arrows, which will help me. That's why I'm going to work that book as well, because it's going to help me do my stitch because I can see where the arrows are. This is why I like to use different books when I'm doing a pattern, because then I can see as well. Okay, so we got one on there. Remember I said don't go through your first bar. This is purl stitch. Bring yarn, depending on which stitch you want to do, but I'm working on purl. Knit, you would go through the front to the back. Because we're doing purl, we've got to insert our hook under the single vertical thread in the same way as the Tunisian simple stitch. Then take the yarn to the back. So because it's purl, you're taking the yarn to the back. Whereas if you're doing knit, you're going through the front to the back. Whereas with purl, you're going through from right to left. So miss the vertical bar, bring your yarn forward like this. There's yarn forward. Okay, it's shown me how to do yarn forward. So what you would do is bring yarn forward to front of work. Yeah, so I've put my yarn there. There's my yarn. Hold it with your thumb. Okay, so it's at the front of the work. Insert hook under the single vertical bar, which you would there. Okay, that's the vertical bar. I've got it on my stitch. Can you oh, it's a bit awkward. These vertical bars here. Okay, I've got that on my hook. Okay, so I've got two on my hook now. In the same way as Tunisian, yeah. Then take your yarn to the back. So how you would do that is you grab the yarn with your hook. So now the yarn is at the back. Hang on, that's not right. No, that's wrong. Because when I did that, my yarn wasn't at the front. I need to hold best thing is I need to hold my yarn in my other hand, because otherwise it's not going to be at the front of the work. So put your yarn in through the vertical bar there. Okay, so then you take your yarn across so it's lying under your vertical bar. Okay, and then take it to the back of your work. So in the picture you've got your yarn at the front of the work there, and it's also at the back of your work as well. So twist it round. It looks like you got 3 on the hook, but you haven't. Then what you would do is pull through. So pull the stitch through now. Okay, so you've got 2 on now. So you've just worked your first purl. Keep the loop on the hook. Repeat as required, and we are going to the end. Okay, as reverse space row. Okay, again, bring your yarn to the front of the hook, so put your yarn in your other hand. Okay, then put your hook through your next vertical bar. Okay, so your yarn is at the front of your work again. Okay, wrap it round, come through to the back, so it's still at the front, but now it's gone to the back round your hook, and then pull through. That is 3 on your hook again, so you've just done another purl. But something's just happened because I didn't pull it tight enough. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. I didn't pull it tight enough. I need to just pull my, make sure you pull your yarn tight enough, otherwise you'll have a loop at the front when you do your work. You don't want that to happen. Okay, now again, yarns at the front of the work, put your yarn around your hook again. So now you work, and then pull it through your stitch on your hook. Now you've got 3. Pull your yarn a bit tight to get your tension. Okay, that's 3 worked. This is purl. Okay, yarn at the front of your work, go into your next vertical bar. Okay, go into your next vertical bar. So that's 3. Yeah, that's 3. Okay, yarn at the front of your work, go into the next vertical bar. Okay, now we're on the 4th. Yarn round the back of your hook, pull through. That is 4 on your hook. 4 purl worked. Yarn at front of the work, pick up your next vertical bar. Take your yarn at the back of your work and pull through. That's 5 now. So you've got your tension. Okay. Yarn at front of hook. It's 5. Go into your next vertical bar. Pull your yarn across, and at the back of your work, yarn round hook, pull through your next stitch. That's 6 on your hook. 2, 4, 6. Okay, now yarn at the front of your work again, go into your next vertical bar. Okay, yarn round your hook to the back, and then pull through your stitch. That is 7 done now on your hook. 2, 4, 6, 7. Just keep an eye on your stitches at all times. Okay, that's 7. Yarn at front of work again, go through your next bar on your work, stitch on your work. That's 8. Take your yarn across, take it to the back of your work, yarn round hook, take your stitch through that stitch. Okay, should have 8 now. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, there's one more. Yarn at front of hook, yeah, and then through the last stitch, yarn front of work round your hook and pull through. So there was one at the end, okay, because you don't work the first one. That's 10. That's it. I've done my first row of purl. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, now what we need to do now is repeat as required now, keeping the loop on your hook. Okay, that, I don't know if you can see that, but that is purl. Okay, and then yeah, that is purl. Okay, and then that is the other end. Okay, so that is how you would do your purl. So now, without turning your work, pull. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain that. Well, no, you've got to get that stitch in, so you can't chain it. I don't think it doesn't say that, so I'm going to revert back to the other book now, because it's not saying it there. So I'm going to revert to this book again now. Okay, because I need to find out. Miss first vertical bar, 1 TPS in each stitch to end, cross and at the back, and then this is you working the last stitch. Okay, everybody, that is the last stitch worked. Now that looks better. It's not puckered now. That is better. Yeah, that's not puckered now. Okay, that is that stitch worked. Okay, now that looks even now. There's not a gap. There was a gap before. It's probably because I pulled my stitches too tight. I think that's what it was. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Now there's 11 on there, and I don't know why. Hang on. Why is there 11 there? That's wrong. Right, okay. Well, it says to work it. I obviously didn't pull it through then. Now, let me just see. Right. Oh, I know what I've done. I know what I've done. Yeah, no, that's what I did. That's what I've done wrong. Okay. Now, that's there. That is the stitch. That's why there was 11. So yarn over and then pull it through. Pull it through. That's why there was 11. That's wrong. Pull it through. Right, that's better. That's better. No, that's better. Now I've got it equal. Now I've got it equal, and there should be 10, not 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, there's not 11 now. That was correct. So yeah, I have worked. Now that looks okay now. That looks, instead of it being up, that looks level now. So that's 10. So I've worked that correct now. I don't know what happened then, but I ended up with 11, but it's 10. Okay. And in this magazine, see, it says work end stitch, but it doesn't in that book. It just says, yeah, it doesn't say that. It says, all it says is in the book, it says wrap it round the hook as shown and pull through. Keep the loop on the hook. Repeat as required. That's all it says. And yet in this book it says work to end. Okay, that's why you need to check both things, both guides, your free guide and your book. Okay, so I've done that. I've worked the end stitch, so I'm on step 4 as step 2. So what you would do is you would, because you want to keep 10 on there as you work, so you would chain. I would say you would chain again. So you would start by going back through. So you would start by doing as we did the second, and that was yarn round hook and pull through. So that's a chain. Okay, there you go. So then you've got another, that's your extra stitch again, because you don't work that one. Okay, so we're going back again now. So we need to go through 2 again. So yarn round hook, pull through 2. Okay, pull through those 2. So we're doing step 2 again. Okay, yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. So this is working step 2 again. And you would do this all through your pattern. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Yarn round hook, and you'll get faster as you do it. Pull through the next 2. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. And you just keep going. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. Yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. And yarn round hook, pull through the next 2. And you'll end up with 1 on your hook again. And then we're going into the next row. See, there's your stitches again. and that's Tunisian crochet. That's the back of your work. That's your another row of vertical stitches now, so you'd work through that row now, and you're doing the forward pass again now. That was the reverse pass, this is the forward pass, and I'm doing purl. Okay, so your purl would look like knit, like you would do knit. See, there you go, that's knit. And I know that I'm doing it right because that is the pattern there. Look, that is the pattern there. Where is it? That's the pattern there. See? That's purl. And you just keep on doing those rows. But remember, when I come back, I will, and it looks like that on the other side. Now that's pretty. You could actually, if you're doing knit, what you could do is, that's the wrong side, but you know, that looks really nice, that does. As just a different, you could do, actually what you could do is, because it's not all actually knit, is it, like you'd knit, it's purl. So what you could do is, when you finish, you could wear it one side and have it on the reverse the other side. So one day you could choose to have it that side, and then the next day you could choose to have it that side. Equally both as good. But yeah, my popular crochet, I think, is the normal crochet, but I am kind of liking this now I've started doing Tunisian crochet. I am quite liking this as to be my popular craft. But anyway, give it let me pull up, because I need to just explain something. As I say, sorry folks, as I say, give it a go. Try and get yourself this magazine from WH Smith's, this one, because I'm sure they'd still have it in with your Tunisian crochet up. That's how I started, and I thought, oh, here's my go, here's my start where I can start doing Tunisian crochet. It's a new project I've created. I'm creating, never done it before, so I'm going to give it a go, and I've had a go. So I hope that's been some help to you. When I've learnt the other stitches, I will come back and do further videos to teach you the other stitches. But I think this, because I'm brand new to this stitch, to this form of crochet, I think I'm going to have to do a few more, do this scarf and then do another project with it, and try using a different, or do another scarf and try using a different stitch and see how that turns out. But yeah, I'm going to do this. I mean, I've never knitted a hat before, but there is a knitting machine you can get, and I've seen some videos on it, and I want that. I really want that knitting machine. It's a circular knitting machine, and I really want that, because you only turn the handle and it works really quick according to the videos. But yeah, I think this creates a more chunkier feel, but I'll see how I get on when I do my scarf, you know, a longer version and a wider version, because this was only practicing. But yeah, that's I'm on my second batch now. So yeah, so give it a go and see how you get on, and I hope this video's helped, and me recommending the books to try and use the two together, because that's what you need sometimes, and watch videos. There's not just mine, but I will come back and do some more stitches in this crocheting, and I'll come and show you how far I've got with it. But when you see me next time, my scarf won't be this small, this width. It's going to be like that, and hopefully longer as well. So I'll come back and show you, but I'm on the purl stitch, and I hope that's helped. And if you liked today's video, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.